Took a hot minute to sort out my thoughts on something I've been dealing with personally, but a dose of clarity dawned upon me and helped me properly compartmentalize some unlabeled emotions. So here goes. Welcome to the unorganized mess that is my brain. As we become progressively more reliant on or being influenced by the socially constructed social media standards, they tend to foster somewhat unrealistic expectations in various parts of our lives, but especially in our dating life. It's nice to see how other couples are doing, but sometimes it can get straight up depressing because what you have doesn't mirror that narrative. In this situation, there are two possible explanations. One, your partner isn't treating you well or as they should be. Or two, your partner is caring for you in their ways, different than your observations from Instagram or TikTok, because everyone has their own love language. But truth is, it's hard to do that, to keep yourself in line and satisfied, especially if you're someone who feels insecure about yourself. Now, I too fall in the categories of scrolling past reels and TikTok and watching other couples posting about their dating life and admiring the life I see on my screen. I'm consuming the ununiversal ideals of what being a couple is like. But relationship should be an intimate and private experience. I've never really posted about my relationship on my social media because I believe that the more others see, the less we get to keep to ourselves. Also, when you're in a relationship, it's a process of stabilizing your collective frequency, separated from the noise in this world. You are building a small network where the two of you, unless if you're in an open relationship, then in that case, you're a public Wi-Fi hotspot, are trying to establish your safe place and build that firewall to minimize external influence. I was showering the other day when I had an epiphany. On a real level, ever since I moved to Korea, I had been hyper-conscious of myself. I lost my confidence because I was aware of my shortcomings in this country. The lack of ability to communicate and being away from friends and family had somehow devalued me when I possessed the same qualities since the day I left. I also noticed that my lack of confidence has pushed me to be more clingy and emotionally demanding. I wanted to feel loved and cared for almost every exchange I shared with Taro, which can be suffocating. So while I was showering, I was literally washing my hair and I thought, I had been so concerned and worried about Taro expanding his social circles, which is a healthy thing. And witnessing his personality change had low-key scared me. That there was a possibility that the world he was experiencing is more intriguing than the universe I reserved for him at home. I had overthought that he was losing interest in me because I couldn't comprehend the world outside, the conversations at cafes, the daily exchange at groceries. I single-handedly confirmed my fear that my value was depreciating, which was, in fact, very awfully wrong and toxic. There I was, standing in the shower, mentally slapping myself in the face. My value has never changed. Instead of sitting here at my apartment, worry about the world he is seeing outside and the people he gets to meet, I should not be the one worried about keeping my value to him. I had forgotten how humorous, charming, sociable, and talented I was. No, I am. If anything, he should be the one constantly worried about me meeting new people because I'm a gem. I'm such a catch even if I don't speak the language. I know it sounds extremely narcissistic for you to hear someone else rating themselves like a 24-karat gold bar, but I needed this. I needed to realize it and hear it echoing in my heart. These days, I try to lay off my overtly sensitive radar. I have been trying to loosen the walls I built around my coworkers. Before, I've always been the person who keeps work and life separately. But these days, I have been trying to open my heart more because honestly, we are all here on a lonely journey. There is no harm in bonding with each other and help one another by building a home away from home. Kind of like the concept of a reversed Chinatown, which I relied on quite a lot growing up in the States. I hope that through this reconstruction period, or shall I say we, can continue to build ourselves outwards while still being intertwined at the roots. I was a science major in college, so my brain is scientifically wired. I tend to overthink to predict various outcomes. It's a great classroom strategy, but I have to learn to wean off of that mindset. I've seen this quote from the internet. I don't remember who said it, but I definitely did not make this up, so credit goes to the owner. The quote states, "It's good to look ahead, but not too far. Think of the ocean. It's nice to try and see how far it goes, but if you look too closely, you realize the darkness beneath the blue and it gets terrifying." I am no relationship guru, nor am I trying to pass off as some sort of relationship coach. I am simply sharing, word vomiting my thoughts into this void we call the internet to temporarily store fragments of my insight that may or may not resonate with others. If it does, great. If it doesn't, there is no harm in sharing an additional perspective on a topic that is commonly experienced by many in this plastic society. It's okay to experience bumps in your relationship. They're normal. The universe isn't trying to break you two apart, just simply giving you chances to find out more about each other and bond closer together. However, it is a double-edged sword when the process goes wrong. In a way, it mimics Tetris. When the right piece fits, crisis will be averted. But if it doesn't and these instances starts piling up, then it'll be game over. Being in a crowded place may also cloud your judgment. If you live with your significant other, perhaps some time away to reset your routine can help you inhibit unhealthy dependence and rediscover the novelty in old stimulus. Remember, relationship is a choice. You don't have to have it. To engage in a relationship means that you will be subjected to conflicts because two people with two different lives are trying to mend as one. You may share similarities with each other, but in the end, y'all are still a Venn diagram with differences on the side. It's a three-legged race against time. There are several strategies. You just have to try it and see what works for the both of you. I'm done vomiting my thoughts. If you're still here, I hope you've absorbed some useful bits for your journey as well. Thank you again for listening to the 43rd podcast of Lactose Intolerant. I hope you have been staying well and staying kind to yourself. Remember to love yourself before sharing that love with others. Stay safe in this world of chaos. I'll see you next week.